Hey guys, welcome back from your February break. I hope all was well. As we told you in class this week, we're going to be doing a stained glass activity using linear equations. So what we're going to be doing is writing equations and then graphing the same equations on one big grid. So it's going to turn out looking something like that picture on the side. But each one should be unique because we're going to leave it open for you guys to choose your own lines in a way. So let's look at part one. There's two different ways that part one could happen. It could be like the first set of boxes here, where we're giving you descriptions and you're writing equations. Or it could be like the second box down here, where you're given an equation, you're given some directions to update it, and then writing a new equation. So let's start from the top. First, we need to remember, how do we write a linear equation? What's the format? And the format that we've been using, it's called slope-intercept form. Remember, because it gives us the slope and the y-intercept to create an equation. Or from the equation, we could get both the slope and y-intercept. And it looks like this. Y equals mx plus b. Little refresher here. Remember, m is always next to x, and this is our slope. B is always by itself on the end, and this is the y-intercept. Just again, remember, slope repeats, y-intercept does not. Y is usually our initial value. So let's look. A says a line with a slope of 3 and a y-intercept of 2. So slope of 3, y-intercept of 2, and here we could see it. Slope is 3, y-intercept was 2. All right, let's try B. A line that has the same slope as A, but a different y-intercept. So in line A above, our slope was 3. So let's put that in. So we know that y is going to equal to 3x plus, but it's asking for a different y-intercept. So we could choose any number we want. I'm going to go with plus 10. Okay, and let's go down to C. Let's see what's going on here. A line that has a negative slope and a y-intercept of 10. So let's see. We have y equals negative slope, so we need negative any number we want. I like the number 8. X. And it says a y-intercept of 10. So let's do plus 10. Okay. And part D. A line that has a slope of 1, but a negative y-intercept. So you guys take a second, you write it out, and let's see what you get. Okay, so I got y equals negative 1x plus negative 3, or just y equals negative 1x minus 3. Any number you want, because it just said negative y-intercept. So let's jump down to the other way that this could be presented to you on the project. So we have some given equations, some directions, and then some new equations. So let's go through these given equations first and see if anything has to be done here. It says we have a slope of negative 1/2 and a y-intercept of negative 5. So this should look like y equals negative 1/2 x plus negative 5. All right, now the directions. Write an equation where the y-intercept is opposite of the original. So in the original, the y-intercept is negative 5. And now it's asking for the opposite. The opposite of negative 5 is just plus 5. So our new equation looks like this. Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 5. All right. Equation number 2. A slope of 2 and a y-intercept of 4. That's pretty straightforward. What equation is that? It is y equals 2x plus 4. Now the directions. An equation where the slope is 3 less than the original. So our slope in the original was 2, and it says 3 less, so I need to subtract 3, and I get a new slope of negative 1. So the new equation is y equals negative 1x plus 4, because it said nothing about the y-intercept changing. Oh, look at that. Last equation is done for us. But there seem to be some directions here. So let's see what's going on. An equation that has an opposite slope. So our slope is 1/3. So the opposite of a positive must be a negative. Negative. Okay, so let's start the equation. We have y equals negative 1/3 x. And what is it saying about the y-intercept? And y-intercept, that is negative. Now, it didn't say negative of the original. It just said any negative y-intercept. So I'm going to go ahead and just write negative 8, since that's my favorite number. So we have these 3 equations. And we did some more work on the top. Tomorrow's video is going to be a continuation of writing equations. And then on Friday's video, so Thursday night, you guys are going to be graphing all of these equations together to see how the project's going to come along. So we'll see you guys in class tomorrow.